Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. I'm Mike Briggs, and if it's in the 3 p.m. hour, it's the real estate show, real estate and home improvement. We do a couple things. We bring in people who tell you how to maintain your house, keep your house, make sure you don't get taken advantage of. And another part of the show is we bring in experts on real estate and the real estate market. And for that part of the show, we've asked a guest, Don Scordino, to come in and talk to us about what's going on in the market and stuff. And I want to hear, is it time to buy? Is it time to sell? Are rates up? Are rates down? Before we do, though, you have a listing,
Yeah, special listing.
a specialist. I want to tell us a little bit. By the way, how do people reach you?
My cell phone's the best, 559-213-0222, and I do believe in the old-fashioned method of answering your phone.
They call you, you answer, huh?
Not that I can every time, but I'll call you back.
When you came in my office today, I said, I'll take it, Don. Look at this house.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. That home is out on East Shepherd, right off of Academy. So Shepherd and Academy, you get a great view of the foothills of the Sierra Nevadas. It's on 2.22 acres, and it's actually two houses.
Two houses
Yeah,
there.
so remember the number 2. That first house, the big one, is a Tuscan-style home.
Oh, I see those are different houses. I see, all right.
Yeah, built in 2007. It's 4,200 and some square feet, 5 bedrooms, huge master suite downstairs with a library and an office.
Tell us what some of these pictures are. Obviously, the staircase
Yeah.
going up. And is this that first house?
Okay,
there?
that's the main house.
Okay.
And that's the backyard swimming pool with a waterfall. A lot of you'll love the way the 2.22 acres is landscaped. They've had weddings back
Look at
there.
that, yeah. Now, is this the main house still?
Still, yeah.
What this picture captures is the structure. You can't build patios like that. That's very expensive to do. It's a really well-built patio. It has the ceiling fans in there.
So you know a thing or two about real estate.
A little bit, but I don't know.
All right.
Here is,
Oh, the solar panels. It is on a lease, but the seller is willing to pay off that solar lease at close of escrow.
so it's kind of a little solar farm set off from the rest of the
Yeah.
house.
Oh, and that well out there, we had a well report done that we can provide to the buyer. The well is 215 feet deep.
Oh, my
The water level's only at 25 feet.
Oh, they're going to have water.
Oh, yeah.
forever.
And a year ago, during the middle of the drought, the water level was at 33 feet. So it's come up, but
Yeah.
still, to be in a drought and have a productive well like that, it was great.
This looks like a resort.
It is a resort.
Yeah.
Your Tuscan resort. The second house.
This is the second one?
No,
Oh, so
no.
we're
The
still on
second
first
one's one story.
Okay.
We'll get to it. That's almost 1,000 square feet.
Okay.
They've used it for family members to live in when they want to live separate because it is detached. That's the kitchen in the main home. But they also used it as an Airbnb for about a year.
That's nice.
Yeah, and so there's that option. And because the two homes are separated, they were built at the same time, but separated. It's an ideal setup for a large, well, what's that called now? The next gen?
Yep, next
Yeah.
gen. So is it way out, not way out in the country, it's actually closer to town than Academy used to be, huh?
Yeah, somebody told me it's way out there, and they worked at Clovis Community Hospital.
Yeah.
I clocked it, 9 minutes
9
to
minutes,
get
yeah.
there. Because it's on Toll House and the
Sure.
168.
Got all that going. Can you imagine people live in LA, drive an hour to work, and you could drive 9 minutes to that beautiful
Yeah.
place?
Hey,
Now-
I live in Clovis, and I gotta drive 25 minutes into work.
Now, it's a big house, 2 houses really, beautiful Tuscan style, and we saw the inside, the outside, the landscaping. That landscaping would cost you a fortune if you started from scratch.
Oh, yeah.
And what if someone wants to look at it?
Give me a call.
Call
Oh,
Don
yeah.
Scordino.
I'll get you in.
213-0222. He answers the phone himself. I've called him. I can prove it. Hey, that's a nice house, but how's the market in general?
In general, the market is doing really well. Homes are selling quickly. There's not as many homes that are selling, and the main problem is there's not enough homes for sale. So
Inventory is kind of low.
Right, right. So this downturn that we all feared last year, that whole thing lasted a few months, not a few years, like the big one 15 years ago.
So it's a good time to sell your home then?
Oh, excellent time to sell and buy,
And buy.
because you know you can sell your home, pull the money out of it, and buy another one.
Great.
Now, coordinating how you do that, there's a strategy behind that, and that's where we have to talk about what your options are.
That's where you call an expert, like Don Scordino. How do you get out of one and into the other without too big of an overlap? So.
Right, without spending too much time
Right.
at the Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. So if what if somebody's gonna sell, they've been waiting through COVID, and they don't know really what their house is worth. Can you help them with that?
Oh, yeah, that's what realtors do.
Yeah.
And I've done it for many, many
Yeah.
years. I give my broker price opinion, let them know what I feel it's worth, estimate their closing costs
Oh, yeah.
and their net proceeds, so they'll know what they can do to make their next move.
That's the thing, a lot of people, a lot of sites out there even are trying to tell you, they can tell you the value, which I don't believe in any of that. But I forgot about the closing costs and these other expenses that usually aren't calculated in that.
Right, those sites are, for one, they never walked in the house, so they don't know the improvements that you've done, or if there's anything that's needed. And so they're not very accurate.
Right. But the pros, Don Scordino, you've been at it a couple of years.
Yeah,
Like, can I say how many?
okay,
I don't even know how many.
47.
47 years. So yeah, it's way different than typing something in a computer and having them spit something out.
Right, back in the day, I used to write offers on the hood of my car.
Yeah, yeah, that was the old
With
old way
carbon
of doing it, yeah.
copies.
What are people, by the way, I always say call a pro, call an expert, because I get calls every day saying, hey, we'll buy your house for cash and stuff. I never know who to trust. Call a pro, call an expert. What kind of crazy things going around these days?
Okay, and this is one I really, really want to get out to the public, because I didn't even know that it was out there. I heard about it back east, but there are 40 recorded documents in Fresno County right now. So here's I don't want to call it a scam, because I do believe it's legal, but when you hear the terms, you're going to say, how can they do that? How can they live at night, sleep at night? All right, so there's people receiving phone calls, usually predatory, where they're calling seniors and saying, do you need some cash? I know of one where they gave the lady $900 cash because she needed it in return for her agreeing to list her home with them for the next 40 years. Now, it's like, who can plan out 40 years from now? But the worst part is they're taking that down and recording it with the county recorder. So even if that elderly person passes on and now the children go to sell it and they list their home with their favorite
They wouldn't even know
local
that's
realtor,
there.
They wouldn't,
Yes,
right. But yet, to close escrow, that needs to be paid off. In this case, it's gonna be over $10,000, and she only received $900. And think about it, that's the year 2063 before that.
I
that
can hear
ends.
the call. They say, hey, you need some cash. We're going to give you the money. Just whenever you sell, you're going to list it with us. That's reasonable. I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
That sounds reasonable. But then they sign it, they record it.
Right, and that's happened with me, where people say, hey, Don, thank you for the help you gave. We're gonna list with you, but that's with a handshake.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
go down to the recorder's
Don't
office
record it,
and
yeah.
do that. So be aware, if it's too good to be true, it probably
That's what
is.
they always
And if
say,
somebody's
yeah.
willing to give you $900 for a future promise, and maybe they didn't spell out that it's for the next 40 years, all right, that's tough.
Well, this is why you call a pro, a guy who's been at it for as long as anybody I know in all of Fresno, all the valley. You're all over the
But
valley.
I'm still young.
You're still young. Yeah, you'll be around a long time, too. Anything else you want our viewers to know, Don?
That's it. If you have any questions, give me a call, 559-213-0222, or I'm easy to get a hold of by email, donscordino@realtyconcepts.com.
That makes it easy. We'll be back with more real estate and home improvement right after this.